Welcome to CSN, the Network Podcast. This is your host, Kayvon Cutler, with my amazing co-host, Dre Nazario and Malik Hampton. How y'all doing this evening?
Doing good, man. How's everybody doing today?
Y'all know me, blessed and highly favored. Blessed and highly favored. Good day to pod. Great day to be here. All of that, all of that. How you feeling, brother?
Y'all know the vibes, Definitely blessed and highly favored. Definitely doing better now that I'm talking to you two. We just had a very heated debate before we got on air regarding, some classic basketball. So that's kind of where the conversation is going to shift for us today. As football is officially over now, we alluded to that in our most recent episode. So it's straight basketball talk now. You understand? But with that being said, I wanted to ask both of you, I consider both of you basketball gurus. I wanted to pose the question to you. And this is like,
I wanna state it first before you get to your question. I am not a basketball guru. Dree would be more of a basketball guru than me. I am a talent guru. I can tell you who good and I can tell you who ain't good. I can tell you if it's a smoke screen, I can tell you if it ain't a smoke screen. That's what I can tell. I ain't the X's and O's guy. I keep it funky when it comes to hoop. So I just want to let it be known. I'm not the guru, but I am a talent guru. I know what I see and I believe it. It's proved me right a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? So my bad, cuz you can continue to the question. I just want to let them know.
I
I'm just
still
going off the
consider
eye
you
test. Yeah.
I still consider you a basketball guru. Like I said, you got to have some type of high form of IQ. They both played point guard growing up, so you got to know the game. You understand? But looking back, with that said, we come from an era where it's evolved so much over the years as far as basketball, as just athletes have advanced so much over the years. What are some teams that you liked coming up or recently that were good that didn't win championships that you feel like people may have forgotten? You know what I'm saying? I know for me, like just to help provide an example and lead us in the conversation. For me, like the 1999 2000 Trailblazers. Um, I thought that was a really solid team, with Bonzi Wells, Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace, Scottie Pippen, even though it was the latter part of his career, but he was still solid defensively, I felt like. And he still averaged, over 18 for them. So he still, held his own. But
Was
you know,
Stoudemire on that team?
Damon, yeah, I was just about to say, bro, Damon Stoudemire, Jermaine O'Neal. You feel me? That's a team I thought was really solid. The 2001 to 2002 Sacramento Kings. I know people,
Y'all
yeah,
cheated.
I know people going, there it is.
Y'all
I know people
cheated.
going to
Go ahead
bring
and
that
say it.
up.
I know where you're going. Y'all cheated.
But coming off the bench, you got to think, bro, they had Bobby Jackson, a young Hito Tokalu, a young Gerald Wallace coming off the bench. That's not to mention Pager, Mike Bibby, um, what's the name?
Doug Christie,
Doug Christie, yes. Chris
Chris
Webber,
Webber.
Vlade Divac. You know what I'm saying? I thought they was solid. Another team I tell you that was solid, in my opinion, that was underrated was that '02 to '03 New Jersey Nets team. And I like that.
Mhm.
I like
The
that
J
'02.
Kid.
You feel me? I like that team better than the year before where they played the Lakers because that's Richard Jefferson's rookie year, their year before, if y'all remember. So I liked and Malik, you remember back in the day, I used to play you with the Nets. That's how far bro and I go back. Because I really like J Kidd. I always that just show y'all proof right there. I always like that roster. I always like J Kidd with Kerry Kittles, with Richard Jefferson, with Kenyon Martin, who I thought was a high flyer, who was nasty at Cincinnati. Uh, that's a squad that I liked. Not to take any team that y'all may have in y'all's mind. I'm just going all the way back, just giving y'all examples of teams I always like. You know what I mean. Coming up, even that '08, '09. When we was all in high school, that Nuggets team that made it to the Western Conference Finals with Chauncey and J.R. Smith and Carmelo Anthony. And yup, still had Kenyon Martin on the squad. Those were solid teams back then, man. And another team I would say I'm not gonna front on this team. For me, uh, it's the same team but two different years. That 08, 09 Houston Rockets team. If y'all remember, they went to 7 games with the Lakers in the Western Conference semifinals. They went 7 games and Yao Ming got hurt. If y'all remember back then,
That
Yao
went too fast.
uh oh wait, it was T Mac got traded early in 09, like around the All-Star break. Yeah,
Mm.
got traded early, and that's the wild part too, Drizzy. I had to go back and do my research because I'm like, dang, was T Mac on that squad? Because I always remember that Houston Rockets team being nice, but Yao was hurt, and they still went to 7 games with LA. And then same Houston Rockets team, 2018, y'all, when they went to 7 games with the Warriors. But y'all know CP3 got hot. I mean, got hurt. I would have liked to see that game 7, Drizzy and Malik with Chris Paul being in there. I would have loved to see that. I would have loved to see that matchup because I feel like the Rockets had their number that series. Just being truthfully on our platform, you dig. But Chris Paul got hurt at the right time. Warriors got hot at the right time, and it just materialized for him. So that's some of the teams I thought were good coming up that don't really get mentioned too much. Of course, I'm leaving out a plethora of teams that I thought were good, but I want to leave the table open for my brother and my sister. You dig? I'm just providing y'all examples with teams I thought was good growing up that people may have forgotten. So, what y'all think though? What y'all got? With some teams y'all thought was good that people may have forgotten about?
For me, uh, I like the 2008 uh, Hornets when they was in New Orleans. I thought they had a real good shot to win it. Um, I was hoping, that they could make a run. I was a Chris Paul fan back then. Well, I mean, I've always been a Chris Paul fan, but I liked him a lot back then. And I thought they had a good squad. Him, David West, Tyson Chandler. You know, I just thought they had a good squad. They just ran into a better Lakers team in the playoffs, but I thought they had a shot that year. What's that? 2000. Really, the Pacers. I like the Pacers team in 2011 and 12.
You when they were going had them battles with the
Yeah,
Heat.
battle with the Heat. Yeah, I thought those
They
Pacer
kept
teams was
running, yeah.
fire. Yeah, they just was playing Bron and them.
You
But
kept running.
anybody else, I think they would have probably got out of there. That was a real good team. Uh,
Mm.
and then another team that I thought was good, and I'm gonna switch it. To be honest with you, I'm going 2016. My UNC Tar Heels, man. We lost. Uh, we lost in the Natty to Nova, and I
Mm.
really didn't like that. Other than that, I mean, not 2016. I'm high. I'm sorry. I'm so high. That was not 2016. That was 20. Was that 18? Yeah, that was 2018. Yeah, yeah.
Nah,
So
that was
that
2016, fam. Because remember, we won it in 17. Remember, we lost the year before and then won it the next year. Literally. Daggone.
yeah, you are absolutely right. So it was. You're right. It was 16, 17, 17. Yep, you were right.
Sick,
Sorry,
bro. I was
you are
watching that with
absolutely right.
Loso.
So I was right.
Loso,
Yeah,
love you,
yeah.
boy. How you know we go back, dog. I was
Yeah, I
watching.
didn't like that. I didn't like that one. I thought we had the team to win it. Shout out to Villanova. They executed at the end. But just off the top, those are three teams that I really liked. Those two NBA teams and that one. And then of course I like the Russ KD Harden
Yeah.
OKC teams too. I used to love them teams, and I was early on Westbrook. Funny enough, like after his rookie season, because I'm not for sure if they played the Lakers their rookie season or the second year in the playoffs. But Lakers beat them in the playoffs, early in the playoffs and early in his career. But bro, you could tell it was the issue for Derek Fisher to guard him. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was back when Derek Fisher was around. And I just remember I used to be like, yo, like, he plays so different. Like he gonna be a problem like for all the other point guards just because he
He
damn near a
tall.
two. Yeah, he
Yeah,
damn near a
yeah.
two playing the one. Like this is just not normal. And he had the midi back then,
Mm.
so them was probably the teams and those three NBA teams, and then of course the biased Tar Heels championship lost team. But yeah, those are probably off the top some of my favorites that didn't win it.
Hey, real quick,
Yeah. Off the.
Big Malik, to piggyback off what he said about the Thunder, that squad that lost to the 73-9 Warriors in 16, right?
Mm.
I feel like they would have won it all had they
Hell yeah.
won.
Man,
That
listen.
squad was nasty, dog. That squad was nasty. That's really, and to be truthful, that's really why people are mad at KD, to add context. Because if he would have went back, because it was like, bruh, y'all was nice enough, y'all could have won it. When
They
he
had
would
them.
have
They
ran
could have
it
got him
back,
out of there 4-1 if we keeping it all the way a
dog,
bean.
they was
Mhm.
nice.
It
Yeah.
could have been a 4-1 series. Russ and KD sold them next two games, bro. And that's just what it is, bro. They
Word.
sold back-to-back games, let them get in it, and then they lost game seven, bro.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
it's on both of them. That's why I didn't understand KD leaving too. That's another reason why I ain't like KD leaving. Because he let the media put all the blame at Russ's feet.
All
You know
rest.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And if you watch that series, yeah, Russ sold that next game when they could have closed it out 4-1. But the immediate game after that, KD played out of character and sold heavily too. You know what I'm saying? That made him force a game seven. So I ain't like that narrative of him leaving the one to play good basketball. It's like, bro, y'all was playing good basketball for 4 games straight.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Then it don't go your way. And you part of the reason it don't go your way. Now it's all I need somebody else making the decisions, you know what I'm saying, at the point guard position. And it worked out for KD, you know what I'm saying? So we can't criticize him too much. But yeah, I think we all on the same page, bro. They was right there at the door, bro.
Yeah.
Right there at the door.
That squad was nice.
That's why I was not. If to be honest with you, if Andre wrote, they could have just found a replacement for Roberson. He was the one clanking all the threes, bro.
Yeah.
They was leaving
Mhm.
him open all
Yeah, that was the
series, bro.
liability, yes.
And he had to play because he was playing good defense. It
Oh
was
yeah,
just
he
on
gonna
the
strap.
opposite end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We leaving you, bro. You with us, yeah. So I mean,
He just need to
yeah,
work on his game that summer.
Yeah.
for sure. He don't
Maybe.
even play in the league no more. He
Right.
didn't. He
He
didn't.
overseas, right?
He date the girl. He date the girl that do the commentary, the Rachel Demita girl, bro. She do the commentary,
Oh
and she be on
wow.
2K too. Yeah, they date, bro. They've been dating
Oh
for some
wow.
years now. Yeah.
Word. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but you brought up the Thunder teams, and it made me think because I always thought that.
Bro, them teams was on the
Mm.
cusp, eh? They
Yeah,
was on the cusp, bro.
I
They was so
always
nice.
thought that was nice. Yes, dang KD.
And I feel Katie because Russ did do some bonehead
Yeah,
shit back
no, Russ
then.
used to be
He was
tripping.
he was 100 miles an hour back then for sure. Don't
Yeah,
get me wrong, but they would if it they bro they just needed a little. Bro, all it took was just a tad bit more focus from them, bro. They would have been tough to beat, bro.
both
Because
giving up
Harden
27
coming
plus.
off giving it to he coming off giving it to people, bro.
Facts. I had to do a little bit of research, um, because nothing was popping off at the page at me right away, but some that stuck out to me, were the one was the 2010, 2011 Bulls with
D
Derrick
Rose,
Rose,
MVP
yeah,
D Rose,
and what's his name? Joe No King
Joakim Noah.
Joakim, no, yeah. No, I just switched the joint around. But yeah, I feel like they were at the top of their game then. And I
Hey,
think
people don't remember this though, Dree, but a couple years after that, when D Rose was hurt, Joakim Noah got MVP votes.
right, right,
He
right.
was
He was
hooping.
balling. He's averaging what, bro? I think they said D Rose was averaging 25. Joe Kim was averaging 10 boards
Yeah,
a
Joakim
game.
was, and he was stayed on the all defensive team every year, man. That's
Yeah,
a good
for
squad.
sure.
I think they
For
just
sure.
needed more scoring for real,
Yeah,
for real. It was all on D Rose and
D
Boozer's
Rose,
little jump
yeah,
shots.
and
Yeah,
then they had Corvers.
Korver,
Um,
And Luau Dang.
and
well,
Luol.
they had a nice spot.
They did for
Yeah.
sure.
To
Yeah,
Malik's point, they needed like a guard or a forward that could really give
Go
you
get
18.
one.
If
yeah,
they
Yeah.
just had somebody that could get you 18 with what D Rose was doing and Boozer, They would have really been nice. They would have really been
Yeah.
because
nice.
they was locking down, bro. That was a
Yeah.
defensive team
They
first.
they won damn, where you go? They won 62 games that year.
Yeah,
No, they was nice.
they was nice, nice.
But you
D
knew they
Rose
was like
deserved that
they was
MVP.
limited offensively. I always knew that about them.
Yeah.
Limited.
Yeah, another one that stuck out to me was the Seattle Supersonics 95, 96. Sean Kemp,
Mm.
Gary Payton.
Gary Payton.
Um they lost to the Bulls. You know, they was in the way. And another one for me, I think you kind of talked about it, you touched on them. Well, you touched on Rasheed Wallace when he was with the Trailblazers, but they definitely like underperformed too when they were with the Pistons. That big three with the Pistons that year, they only got one championship, right? Out of
Mhm.
them, what, 3 years that
But
they
they
were?
did go back to back though.
Yeah,
Like in reference to appearing, they won it.
yeah,
They beat my Lakers. Then the next year they lost to the Spurs, if y'all remember.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So I think they sold a little bit. That's all I got. That I can think of off the top of my head.
I think that Spurs team was a bad matchup for them because they was kind of like the same team, Like
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't overwhelm them with like some of the tactics they was doing because the Spurs played damn near the same way. We both a team playing team, team ball playing team. So I think
Yeah.
that's. But you right about that. They definitely that was a nice roster for sure. And if they
Yeah.
could have added Melo to it, oh my God, that would have been
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
That
So
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
I saw a clip either yesterday or today, Malik, where Chauncey had brought that up. Here's why, as like a Pistons player or executive, you can't beat yourself up. That we're saying that now, where how the NBA looks now,
But yeah, they
would
they
have
was
been
going off the
before their
need.
time. Yeah, it would
Yeah.
have been before their time. Drafting Melo, who plays small forward, you would have had to play him at the four. They talk, bro. You wouldn't have not started Tayshaun Prince. He was strapping. That didn't make sense. You feel me? You would have had to put either him or Melo at the four. You know what I mean? And just space it out. You got Ben Wallace at the five. We run it. I never understood the premise of people saying they would have had to draft Melo and then Tayshaun Prince would have had to come off. Like, nah, keep them two playing together. If anything, that saves Melo for the offensive end because he don't have to guard LeBron now.
Mm-hmm.
Tayshaun can.
Yeah,
100%.
it'd have been tough, bro. Like, yeah, it'd have been tough just based off of how all they played, bro. Like that team ain't have no, bro. They just played so well together, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the system and everything.
It
You know what I'm
wasn't like
saying?
a
Like,
star player, you know what I'm
you
saying?
feel me?
They all, I mean, it was in their marketing too. Like
Yeah.
the pictures together, it ain't necessarily a LeBron and the Cavaliers.
Yeah, it
It's
ain't no Chauncey and the
yeah,
Pistons. Yeah, no,
yeah.
that's real.
It's
Because Rip was so
he
Rip
was
was
so
damn
good
near
at
the
what he did.
offense, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? He was damn near the motion offense. Rip coming off of everything, looking for the shot. So.
Then Chauncey gonna do what he do. Then
And then Tayshaun wasn't that much of a scorer, you know what I'm
he gonna
saying?
knock it
Like,
down
but
though.
he gonna lock it down, so you want him in the lineup, you know what I'm
Or
saying? Like, yeah, so it would have been tough for
he was gonna
sure.
hit that corner three for you too. Like
They did right. Don't get me wrong, they did right. Just hindsight, just knowing that Melo was an option. Yeah,
yeah.
they went
Last
otherwise.
last one
Crazy.
too is I don't know if anybody mentioned it, but that Suns team with Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash.
Oh yeah, those were good teams. Those were good teams. I didn't think they were good enough to win it, but they were good teams. They were great
Young Joe
teams.
Johnson,
Mm-hmm. Oh, you had my boy that shot like this.
Sean Marion,
Tom Marion.
Man.
they had a
Yeah,
little squad. Word.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Quentin Richardson used to play for him. Who else, man? It's a bunch of people used to play for that Suns team. Barbosa,
Yup, Barbosa. Bell, Rajon.
Rajah Bell, yep.
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah, yeah.
yep. They had
They,
some. They
they
had a good
had a nice
squad.
little
Yeah,
squad.
they did.
They had all the role players. They had the right role players. They was
I
taking it to
think
the
that
wire.
I think them, and this is just me hindsight looking back. That was another team that possibly needed another bucket getter. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
just one
Steve Nash
more.
was running the show, but
Yeah,
you can't dump it into Amari all the time. He ain't bigger than everybody. So Yeah. And his offensive game wasn't even fully developed all the way back then, I feel like. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he was really a dunker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's all good though. Dag. All right. Oh, and I got one last one too. Not to be super late with it, you feel me? But now they all had like different injuries, so they didn't have the best record this year. But I liked like the '05, the '04 to '05 and the '05 to '06 New Jersey Nets when they added Vince Carter. I thought that was a nasty addition.
I
Um,
seen I seen that Nets team play in person.
and that's who I specifically used to play bro with on live was that squad because he remember I used to have RJ and VC running the wings, kid running the point. We running. I love those squads, man. Those were good rosters back then.
He had like 26 on Bron and them, but Bron had like 34 and they beat him.
Lamar really been doing this joint for 2 decades. That's
Yeah, I was on a cabin trip and I told some of the people I was with that I seen LeBron, like they was talking about seeing LeBron play. And I was like, man, I seen LeBron play like his first stint in Cleveland. Like,
mm,
you
he was
know,
going crazy.
it's that long LeBron play.
Word. Speaking of, we naming players. What are some players, throughout history, maybe that were underrated that y'all like? You know what I mean? I know for me, I of course I already mentioned Kenya Martin. We was talking about him before the show, but I always thought I do remember of course I was definitely watching the Lakers. We was young. We gonna keep it a buck. You know what I mean? Because I loved Kobe so much. But for those Bucks teams, you know what I mean? Yes, I knew Ray Allen was a name, but I thought Glenn Robinson was an underrated player that I thought was nice. Um, what's the name? Who else did I have in here that I thought was fire? Um, Kenya Martin. Uh, did I say Glenn Rice or Glenn Robinson? Excuse me, Glenn Robinson. Yeah, Glenn Robinson. I thought Lamar Odom was nice. Um, what's the name? I thought
LeBron.
Bobby. I thought Bobby Jackson from the Kings was nice. He had an ugly jumper, but I thought Kenya Martin, the other Kenya Martin, the guard from the Timberwolves,
mm,
I
hmm
thought he was nice.
He played for
I thought it was Kevin. I thought, ain't it Kevin?
Kevin. It's Kevin Martin.
It's
Kevin
Kevin
Martin.
Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the weird
He
jumper from the hip.
he played
Yeah.
for the Rockets too, right?
Yup.
Yup.
Yeah.
Um, Josh Smith, smooth, from the Hawks. I thought was good. Someone that was underrated. I'm gonna
He was
tell
before his time though.
he was. I'm gonna tell you somebody else that was nasty in college. He used to give us problems in reference to UNC, and he was good in the league. Um, Jeff Teague. It's kind of wild how he like downplays himself on his platform, but I thought Jeff Teague was solid in the league. He was definitely nasty in college. So those some other underrated players I thought was good. Derek Fisher, I thought was a clutch, underrated performer. Same thing with Robert Horry. Um, Rip Hamilton, I think, was an underrated player. I know he gets credit, you know what I mean, for being one of the top guys on the championship team, but for someone who doesn't have, the accolades like the All-Star appearances and, all the all NBA teams, definitely thought he was a solid two guard in the league for years. Um, Same thing with Jermaine O'Neal. I thought he was a solid big, underrated, you know what I'm saying? I
That
thought
was gonna be one of mine, Jermaine O'Neal.
I thought he was solid. And y'all I don't want to take too many of
Yeah, this
y'all.
nigga rapping. Damn, can we get some
Word.
names?
He always do this. Name
Word.
50 people. He's like, y'all can go.
Y'all can go. Damn, what we supposed to say?
Word. Nah, but I know me, I got a few that I used to like. I thought Hito Turkoglu was raw for the
He was
Magic. I
yes.
thought Michael Pietrus was raw for the Magic. Um, I thought Josh Howard was raw for the Mavericks. Um,
He got hurt, didn't he? He was nice.
Yeah, Josh
Yeah,
Howard was it, bro. I fucked
He
with
was,
Josh Howard.
yeah, he was. Now he was supposed to be a star, I thought.
yeah.
Um, I mean, I think he gets his accolades, but I still think he was underrated. Chris Webber was underrated in my opinion. You know, he gets his flowers, but he's getting them a little
I
later,
think
you know,
yeah, later, yeah.
than what he was back then.
He played in a tough era late because there
He
was a lot
did.
of nice power forwards in his era.
He definitely did.
Uh,
I thought Eddie House was underrated.
Mm.
You know, Eddie House was a gamer. Um, and Eddie House won Player of the Year in college, bro. Eddie House was that dude, bro. Like for real, for real. Um, who else would I say was underrated? I'll give y'all one more. Oh yeah, Big Z's or Junior Ilgauskas played for LeBron. Played with LeBron for years, man. Go look up Big Z's numbers, man.
I
He
thought you
did.
was about to say Big Zebo.
Big Zebo was underrated. I'm glad you said that because that's an underrated dog right there. He was hard. So was Rasheed Wallace. I'm gonna go ahead and give Sheed his love too because they was both underrated, but both hard, hard, tough covers.
yeah,
KG
Zebo.
said Rasheed Wallace was his toughest cover ever.
That's crazy. Yeah, Zebo was definitely nice. That's a good pick, Dre. Zebo. Ooh,
Zebo was raw. Yeah, that's a
Zebo
great
was
pick. I
nice.
think Mike Conley
Oh,
underrated.
that's crazy. I'm literally writing Mike Conley down right
Yeah.
now.
Mike Conley super underrated. Mike Conley was so raw early in his career, bruh. Ran the show, bro.
And he's still
Word.
playing though. Like
Yeah.
he's still
Mhm.
playing.
Like in
Like,
his defense, he was nice in high school, college.
College, every ball. Yeah, and then him and Odin was stuck at the hip for a couple years when they, high school to
Word.
college. Yeah.
Yeah. Who would ever thought Greg O, you know what I mean? He wouldn't pop, but Mike Conley would be the one to consistently. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's
hmm
crazy.
It is, bruh. I thought Marbury was underrated. For real, for real. I thought
But that was
Stephon
one of
Marbury was.
mine. But I didn't mention him because I know I mentioned him several times on the show. Bro, hey, I love Marbury's game, y'all. I love Marbury's game. I don't know why they don't talk about him in the league. I think it's because how he be treating Braun. You know what I'm saying? He do be kind of doing Braun wild. But Steph was nice, dog. That's my only thing. I don't like how he be trying to do Braun, but he was nice. And that's probably what kills like his like image and likeness. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know how New York
Absolutely.
be. You know what I mean? And he real vocal about his, dislike for some of the stuff he be doing. As recent as the Olympics.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was mad Brian got the MVP of the Olympics.
He said something about Braun not really speaking to him when he came and spoke to Melo. You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
Braun knew he be hating, bro.
you
You don't
feel
get
me?
no
So
dap
it's
from
like
me, bro. Yeah.
it's
You want
stuff like that.
you,
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
talking trash, but you want dap after the Olympics, bro. Get it, go on here,
Yeah,
bro.
you
You
feel
know
me?
what I'm
That's
saying?
that's that's why Barbarian. You see, we remember and we love you up here. We ain't got no issue. You feel me? Leak brought you up. I was going to table it because I brought you up several times. So people probably like, oh, Kato think he underrated. But yeah, bro, I really hold him in high regard. You feel me?
Allen Houston, underrated. He had a
Ooh. Hey,
clip.
Sprewell, if you're gonna bring up him, we gotta bring up Latrell Sprewell.
Bring him up, underrated for
Latrell
sure.
Sprewell was nice, cuz. I'm gonna tell y'all another guard real quick. I said his name when I brought up the team. Mike Bibby was tough.
Mike Bibby was tough.
Mike Bibby was tough, dog.
Mike Bibby funny as hell too, bro. Like in real life, like I heard him talking on a podcast, bro. He funny.
Word.
who I got for y'all? I got
David
Andre Miller.
West.
David West
Sorry,
was
David
nasty.
West.
David West was nasty. I got Andre Miller.
Andre. Andre.
He was nice. I got Baron Davis.
That's a good one, Dree.
You
That's a
already said
good
Mike
one.
Conley. I think did we mention Chauncey Billups?
No, but Chauncey was gonna be one of mine. I just started talking and forgot. That's a great one. Chauncey, super underrated.
Chauncey
Mr.
Billups,
Big Shot.
Mr. Big Shot. I got back in the day, Doug Christie.
Okay.
This one is it's a touchy one because I feel like he had two different careers, but Dwight Howard, like
Super underrated. Talk
People
about it.
don't give him his
They be acting
flowers.
like it ain't happened for real.
Right.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard was nasty, especially at the Magic. Like,
Never
I
get
feel like they
ball.
definitely did him a disservice. Like, he could be a valuable big man for somebody right now.
Dwight Howard's on the, ain't he on the top? Did he did he not make the top
Top
75?
50. Oh,
I think
I
he
feel
missed the
like
top
he did.
75. Yeah, I think they did him raw.
Yeah, I think they definitely did him a little bit dirty. Shane Battier.
Underrated. Dog. That's somebody you want on your team right there, bro. Real team.
Um, and then I got
Nah, I can't give you Shane Battier because I ain't going to hold you.
Huh? Shane Battier wasn't underrated?
what?
Hey, he was a good defender, but I ain't think he was solid at all.
What?
I ain't consider him a threat at all.
What?
Dang, that's nasty, Shane Battier. I just had to throw that out there. Dag, I hated Shane Battier.
That-
Game.
That's
I just thought
crazy.
he was like an early 3 and D guy. So he's really like limited to me back then. Like he was one of them early 3 and D guys. He wasn't.
But that's all
Bro,
you
Shane
needed him to
Battier has been
do.
integral part of championship teams, bro. What are we talking about?
That's because you
Right?
appreciate his excuse me, his heat runs. But look at the numbers. He wasn't doing nothing.
I mean, you can appreciate where he was at everywhere. He played the
Right.
same way all his whole career, bro.
Right. Um, I'm gonna go Sam Cassell. I really like
The
Sam
bummy.
Cassell. And this is a kind of wanted to just throw in there, but Boris Diaw. He was one of my favorite players, honestly. He,
He
he
was
was
very
so nice.
skilled. Very skilled.
He
Very
was
skilled.
nice. They just said bro love to eat. He ain't really want to work out like that. But when he hooped though. He
Yeah,
he,
Borchers
Very
it.
skilled.
he
Yeah.
definitely hooped. That's all I got for y'all. I'm
I
sure
mean,
there are more that I can't really think of, but I kind of wanted to try to go like
yeah,
under the radar.
you definitely went against the grain with that Shane Battier.
Man, Shane
That's
was
hate.
nice, bro.
That's hate.
Right.
Nah, bruh. Hey,
Turn
That's
that
hate.
out.
if we
I
gonna
feel
bring up
like he
Shane
remind me of
Battier,
like a Al Horford or some shit like that.
y'all know who I thought was nice, yo, when he was real young too. Trevor Ariza. I used to think he was
That's
real.
a good
That's
one.
underrated. Yeah, that's an underrated player.
That's a good one.
Um,
Shane Battier on that same level Derek Fisher on. I seen you threw Derek Fisher's name out there. He
Right,
ain't do shit.
right, right. What his average is looking like.
Go ahead and bring up his game winner. Yeah, go up and bring up.
Right.
He hit some
Or
big
or
shots for us. Go
right
ahead and tell us he
or
hit some. Or Robert Horry. Yeah, go,
yeah, Robert Horry. Yeah,
go
come
ahead
on,
and say
bro.
it, bro. You hating on Battier, bro.
I'm weak.
Yeah,
Y'all
That's
come
talking
on,
crazy.
about
boy.
key pieces though and runs.
So
They
was
get last they
Shane.
Shane,
get
what?
last second looks. You ain't passing the ball to Shane, man. Y'all know
Shit.
good
If
Yeah,
he
well
he
open,
you
gonna
ain't
he gonna
passing
knock
it
it
to Shane.
down.
go hit that mug, bro. You tripping,
You
bro.
Damn well
crazy.
y'all ain't passing it to
You
Shane, man.
You
crazy. If he
tripping.
open, he gonna hit
If
it.
he open, Shane Battier ain't cashing that shit.
You tripping,
You
bro.
tripping, cuz.
You, hey, you wildin'. Shane gonna hit that joint.
Dang, man.
Joe Johnson nice too, but I was just looking at his averages. He only averaged 5 points his career, NBA career.
Hey yo.
Who?
Joe Johnson.
Mm.
Um now not to I don't want to switch lanes too much, but it just dawned on me, y'all. We talking excuse me, NBA, we gotta talk college hoops. You know what I mean? Teams that we thought was nice that did. You know, a team that came to me that was nice that didn't get to win it. Blake and Dre, those Syracuse squads that had Scoop Jardine, Dion Waiters, Brandon Trish, and all them, cause they was nice, deep too. Those Syracuse squads back in the day.
I feel like any Kentucky team that didn't win the shit for sure.
For
Oh
sure.
man,
Them were some of the
so
better teams.
bro, a couple
I
more
ain't gonna
years.
lie to you, bro. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with you, bro. And Jim Boeheim just got lucky with
That one.
Melo.
All right, no, finish because
I've
I
never
got a
thought
theory.
of them teams ever being able to really win it playing the 2-3 zone, bro.
But I always wanted to. That's why I love you, cuz. That's why I love our platform. I've always wanted people to know that. I never. bro, you not switching out of that at all. So even when they giving you problems,
He
there's
don't come out of
in-game
yeah.
adjustments. Oh no, bro, no, no,
Yeah. Yeah,
no.
I didn't, because that was always the recipe, bro. If you can figure out how to score in that zone, Syracuse is cooked, bro.
Yeah.
Because they not coming out of it, bro. And I always had a theory too that they court was a little smaller than everybody else's, bro. I couldn't really prove that fact, but if you ever watched them on TV, bro, that 2-3 zone looks so crazy at Syracuse home floor versus anywhere else, bro. Like
Right.
it looks like an extended 2-3 when they used to play at the Carrier Dome,
I
bro.
was
And I
just about
couldn't
to
figure out
say
why.
it kinda was it not? It might have been
I don't know, man. It just didn't look. It looked different on their floor than away from their
other
floor.
people's,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I just assumed it was just the dimensions of the court that they had, because you know they played it. They put their court in the middle of the basketball. I mean, in the middle of the football arena when it was time to play, bro. Like that was the football arena, the Carrier Dome that they used to play in. If you ever paid attention back then too, you could see it how they had cut off half the field to make it a basketball stadium, like for game days. So yeah, I always thought their court was a little strange, but I never thought that they could win it though. For real, for real. It's keeping me a bean. I'm gonna tell you some teams that I thought could win it that didn't win it. Uh, Villanova, when they had Scotty Reynolds and Corey
Yo, Link.
Fisher and them, I thought they could have won it and they didn't. And I'll take it even back before them. Villanova, when they had Randy Foy and them guys, I thought that team could have won it as well.
When they was running four guards, remember they was one of the first team to do that. It was like it wasn't literally it was three guards, a small forward. You know what I'm saying? Running your first four.
It's no surprise to me Jay Wright ran off some rings, bruh, and got out of there because he was knocking on the door for so many. He had so many good teams. I always respected Nova's basketball program to the highest extent, man. You know, they put some ballers through there for sure. Um, I can't think
Michigan State had some good
like
squads, Leak.
Gotta be that Michigan team, the Fab Five.
I would say the Michigan State team, but I'm gonna keep it all the way at being with you, bro. They were good, but I knew we had a team that was always better. You know what I'm saying? Roy Williams used to have Izzo's number, something crazy. You know what I'm saying? So those were a good team. The Kalen Lucases and all them,
You
them
feel
was good
me?
teams.
Yeah,
Sure, but they just couldn't fuck with us for real, for real. So I
yeah.
knew they weren't going to win it if they definitely had to face us. I just knew that wasn't going to happen.
And shoot, even the teams we had, like people forget, like what Ty Lawson's freshman year. Well, we went to the Sweet 16. Next year we went to the Elite Eight. No, excuse me. Freshman year we went to the Elite Eight. Next year we went to the Final Four. His junior year we won it all. Uh, he played on. You going of course you're not gonna say UNC was underrated per se, or teams that was good, but a lot of people forget those years. You know, we was consecutively in there, like legit, could have won it multiple times. Um,
That's how I always used to know if our teams was good. That's how I always used to really know if our teams was good, because if we made a run when we had a young roster, I knew the next year coming back we would have a good chance to win it. Because one thing about UNC teams, there's been exceptions. You know what I'm saying? Like Ed Davis, Marvin Williams, James McAdoo. You know, there's been some times where some dudes have left that I didn't think should leave. You know what I'm saying?
they
After
was
they
gonna be the
first year.
man, yes. They was
But
gonna be the
normally
man.
those next years we're always right there battling for the ring. You know, so that's why I was optimistic at the beginning of this year, thinking Cadeau and them would step their game up, from the guard position, because I feel like that was the way our team had to go this year. But yeah, bro, that's how I always used to be able to tell how good or where the state of the program was, for real, for real. If we made a run when we really wasn't supposed to make a run, oh, we was gonna win it, bro. We was gonna win it sooner or later. It wasn't
Yeah.
that next year; it was the next year after that, but it was coming because we made a run already.
Um, remember Drew Neitzel that went to Michigan State? I thought
Nice.
I thought Drew Neisel was nice. And I know they won it, but bro, I want to give them their flowers. You know what I'm saying? because I know it's a little different. That Maryland squad, Dre and Malik, with Juan Dixon and Steve Blake. People don't remember how crazy Juan Dixon was going. And it's because he didn't pop in the league. But Juan Dixon was nasty back in the day. I will never forget that run. He was nice back in the day.
Yep, he was. Shit, so Wake Forest had a bunch of good teams when we was
Yeah, they did, man.
far as college. The
Yep.
Justin Gray team. I remember when him and Chris Paul played together. Then Chris Paul left, and he still went crazy on us.
Thanks.
Then Jeff Teague ended up coming. You
Did
know,
T play with Amanu? Am I tripping?
he did. He played with Alpha Root.
Whoa, that was a good
Bro, the Wake
squad.
Forest teams used to be good, bro. They used
Yeah.
to have solid teams. James Johnson played on that team
Yup. Yup.
back in the day. Yeah, so they used to have really solid teams for real, for real.
Like it's somebody we forget, man. That was solid in the national ranking. Hey, that Michigan squad. I know they lost in the Natty. That Michigan squad was nice them years they was there.
You talking home? You talking about Chris Webber and them?
No, no, no,
Or
no.
you talking about Trey Burke?
Talking about Trey Burke, yeah, and
Trey
Tim
Burke,
Hardaway
Trey Burke should
Jr.
have got him one, bro. Yeah,
Hey,
Yeah, for sure.
that was
they
some
was
good
nice,
teams.
cuz.
Yeah, he
And
should have got him one. He was trying to. I
Yeah,
remember
he
them.
was trying hard.
I remember them. Them was some good ass games, bro. He was doing his
he was
thing.
he was tough. Those O State teams were Sullinger and them boys, they were solid back in the day too.
Yeah, what was the
Coming
white
up.
boy's name? Kraft? I can't remember.
Yeah, yes, Aaron Craft,
Kraft.
right?
Aaron
Aaron
Kraft.
Craft.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
Aaron
had
Craft.
some
We
good.
on
You know who was nice? I'm gonna tell you who was nice. They never won it. But the Maryland teams with Grievous Vasquez, bro. A lot of people don't know who Grievous Vasquez
Ooh.
is, bro.
Hey,
He was
link to the
so
chat.
cold in Maryland. So cold in Maryland, bro. He used to give us problems.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all somebody I used to love. People don't ever talk about him, Leak and Dre. Y'all remember Chris Lofton, the guard from Tennessee that could shoot from deep.
Oh yeah. I played in funny enough, I played in his high school in AAU.
For
He went
real?
to Maysville High School. It's in Maysville, Kentucky.
Got you. He was nice to me. He was real nice to me. I'm gonna tell y'all somebody else that was cold. AC Law. AC Law was nasty, dog.
AC Law was tough. A&M teams were tough. Um, Bro, I don't got no more teams necessarily, but I want to give a shout out because I have been talking to people about this recently. I couldn't figure out who it was. There was a guard from Boston College back in the day when uh, Ty Lawson and them was in school. His name was Tyrese Rice. Bro, he used to give us absolute problems at UNC. The guard from bro, one game he had 46 from UNC and the dub. You know, I just wanted to give him a shout out. Little small lefty guard from Boston College was a problem, like all the way a problem. You
Hey,
know,
but him, I used to think Jared Dudley was nice. Jared Dudley used to give problems when he was in.
Jared Dudley won Player of the Year.
Jared Dudley was nice, cuz.
People don't know that Jared Dudley won Player of the Year in college.
Jared Dudley was nice, dog. He was tough. But yeah, y'all got any? So we mentioned the teams. I know we mentioned some players. Dre, you got any teams or players from college that you thought was maybe underrated or was cold that didn't win it all that you feel like should get some recognition or some acknowledgement?
Not that I can really think of off the top of my head, honestly. Like I said, that Fab Five team that did win it, but it was nasty, obviously, but that was their own fault. Oh my guess. But um outside of that, I really can't think of too much. I really can't think of too much. I was trying to
Which
research some
college?
women's teams that were, I was trying to give the women some love, but I
When
can't.
Oladipo was at Indiana, they had some good
Oh
teams when
yeah.
Oladipo was in college.
I did Oladipo in college. He was nice. He was
Oladipo, that Indiana, they had some good squads them years. Could never
uh
put it together, but
yeah. Um I'm trying to think. I can't really think.
There were
the
some good
Butler teams
Tennessee.
was good.
Butler teams, did this what's it
They
damn.
played well together. It might not have been talent rich, but they
Peyton
played
Siebel and them, did they win them one?
well.
Yeah,
That's a
they did.
great. They won, and that's a great team. But they won for sure. But that's a
Oh,
great
okay.
team.
That's
Yeah,
who
Okay.
beat. That's who beat Michigan.
That
Okay.
that's why I love Rick Pitino. I love Rick Pitino, man. I'm telling you, that was the
Mhm.
only Rick Pitino. His team still do it to this day. Rick Pitino, the only coach that make his teams run full court man all game. Ain't no zone, ain't no nothing. You pick your man up full court, and you got to give it to him on the other end. You know what I'm saying? I always used to like that, respect that.
As a coach,
No, them niggas
I
run
ain't
a
gonna
lot.
front, and I know Dre, you coach too. Um, that's great strategy for the youth. I'm telling y'all, that gives the youngins problems because y'all know everybody else playing zone. But man, the
Hmm.
teams we have played, and I want to shout out my kid, dad. One of my babies brought this up. He asked, was I gonna mention it? We beat Ripley, y'all, real quick. Speaking of youth basketball, our fifth grade all-star team beat Ripley at the buzzer on Saturday. And Ripley was the number one team in the All-Star League. They was undefeated until
Oh
we
yeah, took him
beat them.
down.
Bro, beat them at the buzzer, bro. Look, bro, little homie, shout out to Braylon, Zay, Jax, all y'all, Big O, Zion, all y'all, man, Viv, Twin, all y'all, man, love y'all, man, Jace. But look, Hudson. So look, little Bray got the steal. Boom, they go down. One of the little homies from the Ripley, he tried to shoot it. Boom, we steal it. Bray coming down. It's a 2-on-1 opportunity, bro. Just imagine. It's like the movie, Lee. Boom, it's going down 4-3. He throw it up to Z. Z can't shoot left hand layups yet. We getting him better at it. So he shot it like this, looking like this, bro. But on video, it's gonna look like he shot it backwards. I know y'all saw my story, but
Hmm.
flipped it in. Bro, crazy dog. Had to shout them out real quick, but yeah, man.
Shout
Hey,
out to the youngins, man.
that's a
Good
fact.
win.
That's a fact. Hey, another team, real quick before we move on that I wanted to mention too, Drizzy and Lee. That Memphis team that lost to Kansas with CDR and Derrick Rose. That was
That
a
was their
nasty.
fault.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they missed all them free throws. Yes, it
That
was.
was
Yes,
their
it
fault. They could have put that game away.
yeah, word.
And yeah, that was on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an underrated team, but that team gets missed a lot because it was legit on them. Like missing all them free throws is crazy, you know. And then coming off of what's your boy's name? The Washington dude that missed all them free throws at the line. Calipari's first year. What was his name, man? Was it Darius Washington? I can't remember his name. It was a point guard that Calipari had in Memphis his first year, and they had a tournament game, and he got fouled at the end of the game, and he had to make three free throws to win. Three free throws would have won the game, and he missed all three of them. Missed all three of them. Brett started crying right there at the free throw line. He just broke down, started crying. Man,
Yeah.
I gotta go get his name. It's Washington. Last name was Washington. I don't know if it was Darius or not though. But yeah,
Man,
Calipari team historically can't shoot free throws for some reason.
but that was wavy. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted us to discuss forgotten NBA and college basketball seasons. Drizzy, you got anything else you want to add?
Nah, I don't. I don't.
Uh, real quick, man. You know the shift towards modern times. You dig? We coming off the All-Star break for the NBA. We about to go into the last stretch of the NBA season. You know what I mean? A lot of teams got either 30 games or 28 games around that number. It's in that range. So it's in the final phase of the season. You know what I mean? I would say the fourth quarter portion of the season. So what are some things y'all are looking forward to in the NBA as it comes back on tonight? The Lakers are playing a game that they had to make up. The game got postponed, so that they kick it back off for the league as they host the Hornets tonight. But what y'all looking forward to in this second half of the season?
Just the playoffs, bro. Just the playoffs. Bring the good basketball on, man.
Man, facts,
You
man.
definitely see how things shake out.
Yeah, I just want to see what them
Yeah.
standings look like, and what the playoffs gonna look like, what kind of matchups we get, because matchups is everything always.
Everything. Hey, I want to see what the Cavaliers, y'all. They really look good this year, y'all. I want to see what they look like in the playoffs. The Knicks too. Those are two teams I'm looking forward to. I want to see how the Lakers progress. Jackson Hayes has a great opportunity, to be a starting center. Some people may not think that's the most ideal situation, but that is someone that's a live threat, that's super athletic. You know what I mean? He has great size. So we'll see what the opportunity. I feel like anybody's going to look real good playing alongside LeBron and Luca with their IQ, their passing ability, their scoring ability. They just open up the floor for others. So I look forward to seeing how they play, and how they mesh in reference to Luca being more, integrated into the offense, into the team this second half of the season. Really looking forward to how Austin Reeves, continues to progress as a great young guard in our league. That's also a good playmaker. The Grizzlies are playing real well this year. I want to see if they could stay atop of the standings because they're currently number 2 in the West. So I want to see, if they continue that. And hey, they've been talking crazy on social media in regards to they think like there was a anonymous NBA source that said Memphis might be looking to move on from Morant this summer, which I'm not buying that, y'all, because I just told y'all where they sit in the standings. So, he got them in contention. And this is a year where people didn't even expect that. And y'all got to think they just moved Marcus Smart. So that's another team. I want to see how the Suns respond this last them and the Warriors this last stretch of the season. Both are teams that have really good talent now. In reference to the Warriors, I say now because the trade they just made for Jimmy Butler. But the Suns have great talent, man. If you look at their roster on paper, you wouldn't think they'd be where they are in the standing. So I want to see if both teams, or if just one of them can figure it out. This post All Star break of games. What y'all got, man? Y'all got anything else y'all want to add as far as the NBA, Drizzy?
Playoffs.
Yeah, that's really it, honestly. Again, like I told you, I ain't really been watching too much of sports here lately, but playoff basketball is when it gets fun. Uh, Also, last couple of games and stretches, or last little stretch for NCAA. Also, I know it's cold outside, but March Madness is right around the corner, so that's what I'm really most looking forward to. Um, and as we mentioned a little bit off air, the women's basketball league is starting to heat up a bit with a bunch of the top 10 teams clashing this past week. So interested to see, how everybody finishes up and then how those seedings, come out and, from there, how it plays out. So that's about it for me.
Real quick, do y'all got any updates from college that y'all want to mention or acknowledge before we wrap up? Tar Heels beating up NC State right now, Lee. It's been a lot of mix up as far as the polls on the women's and the men's side, man. I think this year, especially, um, it's kind of wide open. There's no clear cut favorite, I would say, in men's or college, in men's or women's college basketball, which is beautiful to witness because that's going to make March Madness even more fun to watch. Of course, you got your favorites, your teams that have been up there all year long. You know, like on the women's side, you got your South Carolinas, your USCs, your UCLAs, what I'm saying, your UConns, of course, that are solid teams. With the men's side, Alabama been nice all year. Auburn been looking like the best team.
I say Auburn might be the favorite, honestly.
Yeah.
But they got some comp. They can get beat by a couple people. But
Yeah.
they've only lost
Yeah.
one game this year, I think. And that's the Duke.
As as bro mentioned, the top 25 been mixed up a bit. We got Notre Dame at number one for the first time this year. Texas at number two, UCLA at number three, as they fell to USC last week. USC at number four, UConn at number five, as they beat South Carolina last week, Then you got South Carolina, LSU, Ohio State, UNC, and TCU rounding out the top 10. So this is probably the lowest we've seen South Carolina in the last. Nah, I ain't gonna. They started out pretty low. I want to say last year. Last year they started out maybe around that 5, 6 mark. And ended up winning the ship, but yeah. Within that, uh, this is probably the most we've seen South Carolina lose in a long time. A long time. And that was just the preseason poll where they were ranked pretty low. Um, but yeah, I like I said, just looking forward to March Madness because it's on the way.
Hmm.
Hey, before we close, I wanted to you know, make a segue into Malik's 2 minute warning. Malik, you said you had some words for y'all's fellow quarterback. What you got for us, man? The final 2 minutes of the game, man. 2 minutes.
Yeah. Uh, this week we talking about Matt Stafford, man. I'm a Rams fan and I follow football all year long, you know. So I'm always tapped into the headlines and what's going on. And right now we are in a contract standoff with our starting quarterback. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Matthew Stafford. The homie Coney can tell you, as I've said before, I called us getting Matt Stafford and winning the Super Bowl before it happened. You know, so I got love for Matt Stafford. But Matt Stafford is greedy as fuck when it comes to these contracts, bro. And that's just the way I gotta simply put it. I understand, you know, trying to get your bag on your way out, you know what I'm saying? I understand we all got family and stuff like that. But Matthew Stafford is the second highest paid football player in the history of the game behind Aaron Rodgers. And Matt Stafford is he's still got 2 years left on the contract he's on now. So why he wants another contract, a new contract, just doesn't make sense to me. You know, and 2 years ago, you know, when we had the rough season, you know, they asked Matthew Stafford before the year, like, yo, can you take a pay cut, you know, so we can help the roster out? And he told us no. Told us we wasn't taking a pay cut and we basically had to work around it. And we did. We ain't make playoffs, you know what I'm saying? Um, and that was 2 years ago. Sorry, not the year before last, but 2 years ago. Um, and it hurt our team that year, you know what I'm saying? So now we right back to him. We got him another contract, and you know he's not even through with this one, and he wants another one. You know, but it just hurts the team. I understand the salary cap is going up, but we already got a young team. You know, we got the fourth, we got the cheapest defense in the league of anybody. All 32 teams, we have the cheapest defense, and we have the fourth youngest team in the league. You know what I'm saying? We can make moves, we can make signings, we can do things with that extra money. You know what I'm saying? We don't need it to be held up on a 37-year-old quarterback. Don't get me wrong, Matthew Stafford can still play. I'm going to argue with whoever that he can still go out there and battle with whoever, you know, but it's not smart business wise. Like, if you really only got 2 more years left in you and you already under contract for 2 years, I don't understand the need for more money, you know, not in this situation, you know. Uh, and he's only as good as his weapons. You know, we've seen what we look like without our weapons, you know. It's a rough offense. It's a rough team, you know. He still battles, but it doesn't look the same than when we have our weapons, you know. So why he wouldn't want to spread that out on his way out after making over 300, almost $400 million. I don't understand why he would want to handicap the team like that or even play this position, you know. But it's starting to piss me off. And his wife is in the media talking and making threats like she gets out on the field and buckles the chin strap. It's just a lot for real, you know. Got love for Stafford, you know, coming. and helping take our team to that next level, we was already knocking at because we was already knocking at a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. That's just the facts. Uh, so I appreciate him for it, but if he gonna be more trouble than what he's worth towards the end of his career, send him to the Giants. Send him somewhere where he can get his money and finish out his career with his bag. But if he wants to actually win, I don't even understand like what the argument or what the discussion is here. You are on your way out anyway, buddy. You know, and you got 30 plus million coming to you anyway, buddy. You know, why we need to take it to 50? What are we doing here? Um, he's been sacked more than anybody in the league. Matthew, everybody knows Matthew Stafford just battles and battles, but he ain't never healthy. So, like, what are we talking about? I just don't like it overall. The whole household, the whole Stafford household is pissing me off. And I tweeted earlier, they can leave. If that's what it is, they can leave. You know, let us get our compensation back. Let us rebuild the offense because I believe in Sean McVay wholeheartedly. I've seen where he can take us with Jared Goff level play of quarterback, and you know how I feel about Goff. I'm never going to disrespect him, but we all know Goff. He ain't the guy to get you over the hump. So just getting him there, and he can't even break through with the lines, let you know in itself. So yeah, I ain't like that. 2-minute warning over with Matthew Stafford, Kelly Stafford, the whole Stafford household. Get that shit together, man, or get out of town for real. Because you
Hey,
getting older anyway, for real. So it's either you want to play as the Rams. He prefers to stay with the Rams, which I know he does, because you ain't gonna win nowhere else. We about to send you, you know. So let's just nip this in the bud, man. Come to an agreement where we can have some flexibility to help our fucking roster, you know, and then I'll shut up. But other than that, right now, the Stafford household. Y'all, we started the clock on y'all. Don't get kicked out of town because that's where I'm at with it.
I'm weak, man. Hey, as I stated, before, NBA kicks back off tonight, so now it's back to NBA games. College basketball is, reaching the home stretch in reference to conference play, about to, you know, uh, transition into postseason play for college hoops. So it's a good time for basketball, man. It's heating up. Everybody's fighting for position, fighting for higher places in the standings. So it's a good time to watch basketball, man. As what was you
And
about?
I'm just speaking on my shit still. I'm a real fan, bruh. When we won the Super Bowl, I was telling y'all niggas next day what we need to do to try and run that shit back, bruh. I wasn't gloating in y'all's faces. I wasn't doing none of that. I'm like, all right, well, what we gonna look like next year? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, that's the way I think of it as a fan. I think I'm out actually playing or something. It's the next phase for me, man. So
Nah,
that's
I
just
be telling Kels that all the time. Y'all do a good job not mixing the and that's one thing I gotta improve upon. Cause I just, you like players, you know what I mean? So you make it a little personal, but it's not really y'all keep it business. Nah. Hey, but I love it though, because that's how you have to be.
I
You
was
know
about to
what
say
I'm
they
saying?
done showed us too many times. It's
Yeah, nah,
business, bro.
facts. Yeah. So
They'll blow up the team right in front of your face, bro. No, no, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you got to kind of think of it as a business mindset. Like the players that are untouchable, and then some players. We'll work around that. It might take us a little time, but we'll work around that. Same with y'all on Debo. You know,
yeah, bro.
it is
Same
what it is.
yeah,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? We can work around that. We can find a way to work around it. I
Cause I
promise
hear
you.
bro, I'm like, bro, you see the Debo thing, and he was like, yeah, but it's that time. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's that time, bro.
Yeah,
He right. That is like you only handicapping the team keeping that much money around. You know what I'm saying? Like, might as well get her gone. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, bro, because yeah, I'm super different when it comes to that fanhood shit, man. It's the team, it's the franchise. They gonna always be there. The players just rotate, bro.
that's a fact. Hey man, again, look out for some of the key matchups. It just popped up, on the TV. We got Iowa State, Houston playing Kentucky. playing against Alabama this upcoming weekend, man, as well as a plethora of ranked opponents playing. As always, we appreciate the support. Please continue to like, subscribe, share, and view the content. This your boy K Veezy. I'm with Leak the God and Drizzy, and we out, man. Peace and blessings.
East.